Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, I eat folks sampler platter videos. Series of videos I've been doing for the lot. I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, could be fire, 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 fire hot, or fire, 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 fire not. That remains to be seen. It has to do with the item I'm about to try, but we're going to get to that in a second. I'm doing this in the back room today, which means I got a Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. I got a crappy old ladder off to the side. I got some Marvel figures up there. And folks, I'm wearing a cool shirt. When I wear a cool shirt, I like to highlight the shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing? Well, the time I'm doing this, boom, I'm still rocking my "If You Are Thinking You Are Winning" shirt, which I personally love the message of the shirt, but it is also a band shirt, as I've been known to wear on these reviews. This is specifically for a band called the Flowbots. Flowbots, they're a sort of artisanal hip-hop group that was most prominent sort of the mid to late aughts. They had a big song called Handlebars, which is actually off a really excellent record, if you ever get the opportunity, album, record, or however you want to call it. I personally think these guys are phenomenal. I got to see them last year. It's actually where I got the shirt. It's also where I went over there and took a few videos of their concert, which is on this channel, in case you're interested. If you get the opportunity, please see them live. These guys are phenomenal live. They put on a great stage show. They still have so much, at the time I'm doing this, I'm 36, okay? They're older than I am. Not by a whole lot, but, by a certain amount. And they're still jumping around. They're still putting all the full energy into it, so definitely see them live. But anyway, folks, what am I trying for y'all today? What are we doing here? Well, going on the whole fire thing that I was going on about, we're going to try something, folks. We're going to try, there we go. Boom! It is the Nissin Hot and Spicy Firewalk Sizzlin' Rich Pork flavor with 4 out of 6 chilies. Oh, damn, folks, we're no added MSG. That doesn't mean a damn thing. By the way, for folks who are, terrified of MSG, and to be fair, there are people who are sensitive to it, so, I mean, I'm not completely discluding you in this, but just for people who look at that and then they get freaked out, MSG isn't terrible for you. Don't get me wrong, it's in moderation, but it's the same thing with, salt or sugar or anything like that. It's not some, horrible thing that, and I feel like it just has that reputation sometimes. It doesn't. It's just a flavor enhancer. So, but anyway, that's just my personal take on it. But yes, indeed, folks, it's boom! Ha ha ha! Let's see if we can get a thing here. Ha ha ha! For the for the thumbnail, folks. For the thumbnail. Ha ha ha! But yeah, folks, it's instant ramen, specifically spicy instant ramen. If you watch this channel, folks, you might have noticed I do a fair amount of these. Yeah. I like these things. I'm a single guy. I work 6 nights a week. I don't usually want to go over there and, do a whole bunch of cooking and stuff. I mean, every so often. But typically speaking, if I just want a quick meal, stuff like this is perfect for that. And on top of that, it's spicy, which I typically like. And I do like the hot and spicy firewalk stuff. Savor the flavor. Satisfying hearty noodles inspired by rich Japanese pork bone broth and spiced up with a kick of chili pepper-infused sauce. Oh my! But yeah, I've had other ones before. This is the first time where I saw this one. I figured, give it a shot. So, folks, let's try it out. I got some chopsticks to make it about as official as anything that's ever been unofficial. Let's give it a go, folks. Let's try it. Go in the thing. And I mean, to make this stuff, it's literally just packet of stuff, pour in some water, put it in for 5 minutes. I put it in for 5:30 because they always base it off of room temperature water. Room temperature water is an abomination, okay? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that if you willingly drink room temperature water just because, you are history's greatest monster, okay? You're not really... I don't know if you have a soul, that's all I'm saying. People worry about gingers not having souls. They do. They do. People who drink room temperature water because they like it. That's harder to If you want hot water, that's fine. It's not my jam. I like cold water, but room temperature water. Ugh. Let's try this stuff. Still hot, even though I went over there and let it sit. Good for it. Heat retention. Okay. Alright. So, I mean, ultimately it's instant noodles. You're not going to go over there and expect, extremely wonderful tasting properties and notes of this, that, and we're talking about some cheapo noodles that I made in 5 minutes that I'm trying to gauge the spiciness and tastiness of. In terms of taste, I'll give it to it. The Firewalk stuff always tends to taste pretty good, especially with the added fire sauce and everything. It does a good job of actually giving it a decent oomph. They don't, even though they're cheap noodles, they don't taste as cheap as some other noodles. Like, that's the benefit when you have, like, a decent sauce to go with these. Kind of, it mitigates the cheapness aspect of it. Now, does it particularly taste like pork? No. But I will say is this, it doesn't taste like beef, it doesn't taste like chicken. It does taste unique to what it is. Now, in terms of the spiciness, I said it's 4 out of 6. Would I consider this a 4 out of 6 spiciness? For my preference, I would do 3 to 3.5 on this. There is a heat to it. It's a back of the throat heat. It really doesn't, like, despite the sauce being pretty prevalent on the noodles themselves, it doesn't really do a lot to coat the mouth. I mean, there's a little heat in the mouth, but I mean, obviously, the more you eat in rapid succession, the more effect you're going to get from it. So I could see it going over there and having a little bit of a heat effect. But for me personally, as somebody who likes spicy stuff, this isn't. It's nothing that's blowing my head off. It's. Yeah. I mean, overall, it's good. I actually like it quite a bit. I've certainly had spicier ramens. I did the Korean spicy ramen. I actually did a review of that on this show. I've done a few of these things over the past couple of years that I've been doing the sampler platter videos. This is definitely not. For it being 4 out of 6, I have to admit I was expecting more oomph. Now, that said, if they called it 3 out of 6, I would have perfectly given it to it because it does have a noticeable heat and it tastes good. It actually does a good job of making the overall dish taste better. But 4 out of 6 I feel like is a bit much because the heat, while it is there, and maybe for if you're not somebody who's as attuned to spicy stuff as I am, yeah, it does have a heat to it. I'm not going to say it doesn't. 4 out of 6 just feels a bit too off for me personally. But all that said, I like it. I really do. Like, I actually think that this is, it's instant noodles. So obviously you're going to take what you can get with it, but it does fall in the category of, instant noodles where there's more effort put into it. It's not just your Maruchan, it's not just your, cup of ramen. There's more going on. It's a little bit more filling as a meal, and it's a bit tastier. Like, and I can appreciate that. That's why I actually like to buy these every so often. It's not my favorite. Like the Shin-chan. I think that's what it's called. Shin brand or whatever it is. That's probably my personal favorite. But, yeah, I'll give it to it. Like I said, it didn't quite live up to my spiciness expectations, but just as an overall thing, yeah, I think that if you want something that's just, super quick and easy, like Maruchan, cup of ramen, that stuff, it's perfectly fine. This, borders on being a little bit closer to like a proper meal. Not saying that nutritionally or anything, but in terms of fillingness, it's closer to that. So, would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I would get it again. No two ways. I'm definitely going to get it again. Would I recommend it? When I recommend these things, I'm talking to people like me. If you're somebody who, like me, where, maybe you're not that apt at cooking and, you just want to have some simple stuff around the house, I think this is a good option. Like, I definitely have, like, some Maruchan, and I have that stuff stored away because you can get, an entire thing of it for almost nothing. But I do like to have these as a secondary option, to spice things up a little bit in my instant noodle world. But yeah, I like it. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly sizzling rest of your life, because sizzling is a positive adjective that can be applied to things in a positive light sometimes. Anyway, final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. Not always the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. We live in very stressful times. It would be very distressing, And, sometimes you run into situations where you're just like, fuck it, man. I'm dropping trout. I'm letting my asshole out for the entire world. So it happens. But when it does, take a step back. Maybe do a little Tai Chi. Try to go over there, mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I mean, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to try yourself some hot and spicy, firewalk, sizzling rich pork flavor ramen, as I have done here in this video today. And maybe like me, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to be like, okay, I can dig it, I can do it. But maybe also like me, you're going to be a little bit disappointed with the heat level. So maybe go to the Nissin people and you're over there and you're like, all right, here's what needs to change. You need to go over there and you need to change up your heat scale. It's not living quite up to par. And Nissin people are like, you're right. We have to get this done right. So they go over there and you work together and you create a new scale, and it becomes this, you're like working out the intricacies and there's like decimals involved and it's a whole thing. And at the end of it, you've gone completely overboard. The system is so complex that only the greatest living mathematicians can discern it and go over there and explain to people just how hot what they're going to be eating is. But it will be so accurate that should people go over there and, reach out to said mathematicians, they will know exactly what they're getting every single time. Or conversely, you could go over there and not do that, and, hell, I don't know, folks, the time I'm doing this, we're in winter, but it's unseasonably warm. Take that for what it is. Maybe go over there and take the opportunity to have a nice brisk walk today or something like that. Power walk. Bye!